If you've been eyeing a used Mercedes-Benz GLE, you're definitely not alone. It's one of those SUVs that oozes sophistication, plush seats, quiet ride, a badge that turns heads, and just enough tech to make you feel like you're driving something from the future. But as appealing as the GLE looks sitting on the lot, buying one used isn't a decision you make with your heart alone. You'll need to mix that desire for luxury with a dose of financial realism. Because while the GLE can feel like a bargain next to its new price, it's not exactly a cheap date when repairs start knocking. Let's start with the money. A new Mercedes-Benz GLE easily crosses the $65,000 mark, but the used market softens the blow considerably. Depending on the year and trim, you can find early GLE 350 models from around 2016 to 2018 for $18,000 to $25,000, while the newer, sleeker 2020 to 2022 models often sit between $35,000 and $50,000. The difference between those numbers isn't just mileage. It's also how much technology and engineering complexity you're taking on. The newer the model, the more sensors, electronics, and systems you'll have to keep happy, and that means higher repair costs if anything misbehaves. Reliability-wise, the GLE's story is a bit mixed. Early models, especially the 2016 and 2017 GLE 350, were known for electrical gremlins, malfunctioning air suspensions, and transmission software hiccups. The air suspension, which gives that beautiful floating ride, is also one of the GLE's costliest trouble spots. When it fails, which is likely after about 70,000 to 90,000 miles, the car might sag on one corner or display a suspension malfunction message. Replacing the air struts or compressor isn't cheap. Expect a repair bill anywhere from $1,800 to $3,000 depending on whether you go aftermarket or OEM. Some owners even swap to coil spring conversions just to avoid future headaches. Then there's the electronics. Mercedes' technology suite is impressive, but it also means there's more that can glitch. Infotainment freezes, faulty sensors, and failing modules have all been reported. Diagnosing these issues usually means a trip to the dealer, and Mercedes diagnostic labor alone can run about $200 an hour. Common electrical repairs, like replacing a faulty control module, often fall in the $800 to $1,500 range once parts and labor are tallied. The 9-speed automatic transmission, while generally smooth and efficient, has seen its share of issues in early production years, mostly related to software calibration. Fortunately, later models, especially post-2019 versions, saw most of those bugs ironed out. Speaking of model years, the sweet spots in the lineup are worth noting. The late W166 models from 2018 to 2019 tend to be more reliable than the earlier ones, having benefited from several recall updates and refined electronics. Then came the W167 generation in 2020, which introduced an all-new platform, better build quality, and a far more luxurious interior. The 2020 to 2021 GLE 350, in particular, combines decent reliability with that unmistakable Mercedes feel. It's also the one you're most likely to find in excellent shape on the used market for around $40,000. But even with improved years, maintenance is part of the ownership reality. Routine servicing for the GLE is expensive compared to mainstream SUVs. Oil changes often cost around $250 to $300, while major services that include brake fluid replacement, transmission fluid, and spark plugs can easily top $1,000. Replacing the brake rotors and pads, something the GLE's weight wears through fairly quickly, can set you back about $1,200 per axle if done at a dealer. If you drive a GLE 43 AMG or 63 AMG, you're stepping into an entirely different world of costs. Those twin-turbo engines and sport suspensions are breathtaking to drive, but can bring repair bills that climb into the thousands quickly. Still, when it's working as it should, the GLE is a delight. It glides over rough roads with quiet confidence, feels solidly built, and carries a commanding presence that even newer rivals struggle to match. There's a sense of refinement in the cabin materials and ride quality that genuinely feels worth paying for, especially if you manage to buy one that's been pampered and properly serviced. The GLE 350, with the 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, tends to be the most sensible choice for daily drivers. It's not as powerful as the 6-cylinder versions, but it's easier on fuel and typically less complex mechanically. If you're shopping used, insist on a full service history. The best-case scenario is one that's been maintained by a Mercedes dealer or certified specialist with receipts for every oil change and recall update. You should also have any used GLE inspected by an independent Mercedes mechanic before purchase. They can plug in diagnostic tools that reveal hidden electronic fault codes or pending suspension issues you won't catch on a quick test drive. Spending $200 to $300 on a professional inspection can easily save you thousands down the line. So, should you buy a used Mercedes-Benz GLE? Really, the answer depends on your expectations. If you want an SUV that feels luxurious, drives beautifully, and you're willing to set aside a maintenance budget of roughly $1,500 to $2,500 a year, then yes, the GLE can be a deeply satisfying choice. It offers more character and comfort than most rivals, and when properly maintained, it rewards you with that unmistakable Mercedes experience. But if you're looking for something worry-free or cheap to maintain, you're better off with a Lexus RX or Acura MDX. Two SUVs that might not turn heads the same way, but will probably cost you half as much to keep running. In the end, a used GLE is about knowing what you're getting into. Treated right, it's a luxury SUV that still feels genuinely special years later. Neglected, it can quickly remind you why some people say owning a Mercedes is an emotional relationship. Beautiful, thrilling, and occasionally expensive. If you found the video useful, hit the like button to support us. Thank you.